welcome back for another video, or welcome if you're new here. Today we are talking about my iPad and how I use it. I'm also going to be sharing when I unboxed it with you, and it's just going to be a fun little video. So this is my 12.9-inch iPad Pro. It is a 2020 and I bought it refurbished, so there's all your kind of easy facts right up front. My case is from Casetify. I absolutely love it. It was a little bit of an investment, but like, look how cute this is. I'm obsessed. I love the message. It's like a good quality. I'm sure it's fake, like leather kind of material, but still really pretty and just like really simple and nice quality. And then it has a little elastic band to stick your Apple Pencil into, which I really like, especially for traveling. It's nice that my Apple Pencil will go ahead and of course magnetize to the side of my iPad, but especially when I'm traveling, like throwing it in a bag or something or carrying it around, I just don't want my Apple Pencil to like get knocked into something and go flying and then I just lose it. So I think it's really nice that I can go ahead and just put it in that little band and then not have to worry about it flying away. And then also this case has a couple of little pockets up here, so you can add little like papers or anything. I have this little like screen cleaner thing tucked in there, so if I want to wipe my screen down I can, and it's just at easy reach. So this isn't sponsored by Casetify, I wish, but I definitely recommend their cases. They're really high quality and they have so many cute designs. You really can kind of personalize your iPad to you. So yeah, I will have this link down below if you guys want to check it out. Again, not sponsored, I just really like it and I think it's worth mentioning. Another thing I wanted to mention is how much I've been loving my screen protector. I did briefly mention it in the unboxing portion of this video, but it's kind of like the paper-like style one. It's not the actual paper-like brand, but it's basically like a matte screen protector, and the texture makes writing feel a lot more like you're writing on paper, and I found it just makes it so much easier to write. Like the Apple Pencil doesn't keep gliding once you're kind of finishing a word or something like that, which it's hard to explain if you haven't tried drawing on a glass screen, like what it feels like and how odd it is. It's not that it's not possible without this, but it just makes it a lot easier. And I love also how it sounds. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to hear it, but like how satisfying is that? So I definitely just scribbled in my notes app, but anyway. Good times. I just thought that was worth mentioning because I've really been loving the screen protector and it wasn't that expensive. So if you're getting this same iPad or one of a similar size, I will have this screen protector link down below. I just got it off of Amazon. So without further rambling, I will go ahead and get into the unboxing portion of this video so you can see how my iPad was shipped to me and, you know, the whole process. Very exciting. I was definitely super pumped when I filmed this portion of the video. So let's go ahead and get into it. We are keeping the unboxing portion of this video super casual. I'm just hanging out at my desk. It's literally like almost 8 o'clock at night right now. So this was kind of where I had the best lighting without having to like get out the studio lights and do the whole thing, because I honestly just want to start playing with my iPad and I've been waiting for this package for a minute. So I'm too excited and I wanted to go ahead and unbox this with you guys so I can go ahead and get into setup and just starting to play around with it and everything like that. So we are just starting with the most exciting box that I have right now, which is the iPad itself. I feel like that's the least satisfying one. It's like all the plastic inside that's the best, but you know, still capture it all. Oh, she looks so beautiful. This is kind of different than the normal iPad box that you would see because I did buy a refurbished one, but still, here it is. I will go ahead and get my camera focused. Here it is in all its glory. Just says iPad Pro on it. Not sure if that's focusing. Okay, so I will go ahead and actually open this box now, but very exciting. Definitely has the same satisfying plastic that is on every Apple box ever, so I think this is probably going to be a little bit out of focus, bear with me, but still just as satisfying. So, beautiful. Still the same box, but you know, less plastic now. Very exciting. And I'm gonna go ahead and set this on my desk so that I don't send it flying across the room, because that would be upsetting. So, oh, wow. I couldn't be more excited, honestly. She is stunning. She is beauty, she is grace. So Here she is in the box. Definitely a very snug fit, but that's how you want it, so it's safe for shipping and everything. So I will go ahead and pull it out of the box here. Wow, what a beautiful piece of technology. I can't believe that I'm already holding this. I just ordered this like 3 days ago or something, so Apple shipping is kind of unreal. So this is the Space Gray, of course, as you can see, 12.9-inch 2020 iPad Pro, and it's a 128 gigabytes. So there's all your stats. I will have everything listed as well if you want to check any of it out, but we will go ahead and take the plastic off now, which is so lovely. She's so beautiful, guys. I can't. Like, don't want to scratch it or anything before I get all my protective things on. Oh my gosh, wow. Look at this. It's honestly even thinner than I thought it was going to be. I hadn't really seen the pros in person before I bought this, but stunning. I'm in love already. So before I start to get it set up, I'm also going to go ahead and put it in the case that I bought. So this one is just from Spec. I picked it up off of Amazon just to have something. I did also order a case from Casetify, but I knew it would take a little while to ship, so I figured I'd just go ahead and get one that I could put on right away so I don't break anything, because that would be super sad. Here is the case. It's just a simple little kind of like pad folio one. Flips out and the iPad goes in right here. I did just notice though that it has a little cover for the camera area, which I like because I feel like I'm actually really not going to use the camera much. So I like that I can just go ahead and cover that up and not worry about it getting scratched or having to really deal with it much. All right, so we'll go ahead and put my iPad in this case. Should hopefully be pretty easy to get in there. All right, we have it in its case now, so I already feel better about holding this because I feel like if I drop it, at least it's a little bit protected at this point. So this will definitely be a perfect case to have in the meantime, and I probably will keep it even once I get the Casetify case, just to have another case, and I can like personalize this one since it's more simple, put some stickers on it, all that good stuff. So anyway, here she is in all her glory. I'm very excited to get her set up, but before we do that, we should also go ahead and unbox the rest of the stuff in here and my Apple Pencil. So also in the box with the iPad is just your typical kind of like user guide and Apple stickers, but you know, you always gotta do those. So yes, oh my gosh, these are like, I think the biggest Apple stickers I've seen in a package. They really want you to do that free advertising for them. And then also it comes with a little brick for the wall and then a USB-C cable. So definitely will be good for charging. All right, now I'll go ahead and unbox the Apple Pencil as well. So same thing here, just gotta open the box first. Here she is all nested in here. I also got the Apple Pencil refurbished, so again, saved a little bit of money that way, and it comes with the same warranty and everything as any Apple technology does. So if you all are interested in getting any tech refurbished, I highly recommend, especially if you get it from the company itself, because a lot of times they have the same kind of warranty and you can save a little bit of money and get the same quality product. So definitely recommend. Once again with the satisfying plastic. Just gonna take this off. And here it is. I don't know how well you can actually read this, but good times. Again with the little user guide and all of the things on top here. And then here she is. She's so pretty. Wow, I think this is the Generation 2, and it's so much more sleek than the OG one, I have to say. I love that it's like a matte finish. I really like the flat side, which I believe is also the side that it charges on. So let's see if we can't get it to connect here. Yeah, it just automatically snaps right in. Sorry, I didn't get that on camera, so we'll try that again. Of course, the iPad isn't on yet anyway, so, but just very easily magnetizes right to the side there. So that's super nice. It fits perfectly well in this case, and that's gonna be great for charging. All right, that is it for the little unboxing for now. I will take you all through some of the setup, and I did also pick up the screen protector, but I'm not gonna apply it right this second just because I feel like that's a lot of pressure to do that on camera, and like I just want to make sure I get it on smoothly and like there's not a lot of bubbles and all that stuff. So I will do this in a bit, but just wanted to share that I picked this one up. It's like supposed to have that paper kind of feel, so I will definitely keep you all posted on what I think of this and if it's worth getting this one in particular. So with the unboxing portion of this video out of the way, I want to go ahead and share the ways that I've been using my iPad in my daily life. The first way is as a digital planner. This was one of the reasons I was interested in buying an iPad. I just liked the idea of having my planner so easily accessible wherever I went, whether it's on my iPad, on my phone. You know, it just makes it really easy to kind of access. I don't have to physically carry a planner with me. And also I'm just not huge on like writing on paper, which I know like a lot of people really vibe with the pen and paper thing, but for me, I feel like I always put so much pressure, especially on planning in particular. Like if I misspelled something or wrote something and then my plans changed, like I absolutely hated like scratching out my pen or like trying to use whiteout and making a mess. And with it all being digital, it's just very easy to make changes and move things around, and it's really fun. So I use the app called GoodNotes, and the planner that I'm currently using is from Flourish Planner. I highly recommend you check out her YouTube channel for one, because she makes really quality iPad videos, planning videos, and just all kinds of like lifestyle productivity content, and I'm obsessed with her channel. It's so great, and then her products also are really awesome. So I will go ahead and link both down below if you want to check them out. But yes, using my iPad as a digital planner has been one of my favorite uses by far. It just helps to keep me organized. I absolutely love doing it in the morning and like kind of hanging out with my coffee and making my to-do list for the day, and it's just really helped me to be a lot more intentional and focused in working towards my goals. And I feel like this is a planner I'm actually going to stick with, which is a huge thing for me because I've bought many a paper planner and, you know, used like a third of it and then the rest just kind of sits. So that is not the case so far, and even if it is, at least it's on my iPad and it's not like a wasted notebook, so I feel good about it. On that same vein, another way that I've been using my iPad is for note-taking and list making. I also will use GoodNotes sometimes if I want to handwrite out some notes, but I also really love using the app Evernote. I've been using it for years before I ever got my iPad to take notes across both my phone and my laptop. I love that it just syncs seamlessly. Of course, a lot of apps do that, but it's just kind of the one that I've adapted to and I love using, so it's very nice to have it on my iPad as well, so I can just jot down some quick notes, add to a to-do list, all that sort of stuff, and it's just right there at my fingertips and very useful, especially with this iPad in particular because the screen is so big. The keyboard honestly is about the size of the keyboard on my laptop, so again, it's not the same as typing on a keyboard, but it's pretty easy to use, and if I need to kind of jot anything down, it's very easy to just get in there and do that. The next way that I've been using my iPad that I didn't really expect before I got it is to manage budgeting and my finances. So I primarily use the app Mint for my finances, and you can use this anywhere. You can use it on desktop. There's a mobile app, which is definitely my favorite, but I also really like using it on my iPad. I think it's the bigger screen and the fact that I can still kind of like move things around and touch it. It's just very easy to use, and I love that I can just, while I'm already on my iPad, quickly check my finances, you know, like check my recent expenses and things, and also just work on my budget at the beginning of the month. Like when I'm planning out my month on my planner, I can switch over and take a look at my budget if I want and, you know, kind of add in things, vice versa, if that makes sense. I just really like looking at my budget and kind of working on everything financial, and then I can also like open a Safari window next to it and pay any bills that I need to for the month. It's just been a very easy way to do that, and of course this is something I could do on my computer or my phone, but I've just really liked doing it on my iPad, and I feel like it's made it more fun. Another way that I've used my iPad is as a second display for my laptop, and this is actually one of the reasons that I bought my iPad, because I really like liked the idea of having a super portable screen that I could add and then have that much more space to work with when I'm working on my laptop. I will say one caveat for this: if you're running a kind of more like heavy software that uses a lot of computer power, like Adobe Premiere, for example, it might lag a little bit. I have experience, like if I wanted to say have a document open to refer to while I'm editing, then it kind of lags a little bit, I think because my computer is working so hard already to run the editing software. So that's really the only time that I've had issues with it. Otherwise it works pretty seamlessly and I can easily drag windows over to my iPad, and it's just nice to have that extra screen space to work with because I have a pretty small desk, so I'm not really at the point where I want to get a full second monitor that's like taking up a bunch of space, but my iPad definitely works pretty well for this purpose. I just think it's worth mentioning that it can be a little bit laggy sometimes, but it's still a really cool feature and I love being able to do it. Another way that I've been using my iPad is as a digital clock / timer. So I have this app called Flip Clock, and it is, first of all, just super satisfying. I'm sure you've probably seen this on like aesthetic YouTube channels, Instagram posts, those sorts of things, but it just, you know, flips as the time changes. So if you want something simple, but you need the time just really apparent in the background of you working, this is an easy way to do that. But then also this app includes a little timer feature. I think I need to reset it here. Yes, and so like say you need to do something for 10 minutes and you just want to time yourself, you can easily swipe over and start that. And again, it's just a nice visual way to do so. And then one of my favorite features of this app actually is that you can use it for the Pomodoro, I never know how to say that word, but the timing work technique where you work for a set amount of time, take a break, and then work for a set amount of time again. So this one right now is set for a 25-minute work time and a 5-minute break. So that way you can kind of break up an hour of work if you do it twice. So this counts down for 25 minutes and then it starts counting down the 5-minute break and then it goes off again. So this way it just kind of structures things a little more. I know some people are better at focusing than others, but for me, this is definitely a small thing. But if I have this open, I know like it's time to focus and like I just need to focus for these 25 minutes. And generally, like once I get that started and I'm like in the zone, sometimes I don't even need the 5-minute break. But I think this is a really great way to break up work if you just like need a little bit of motivation to focus. We all need that sometimes, especially on like hard winter days like we've been having lately, where it's like really gray out and you want to do nothing but crawl back into your bed, like where I'm sitting. So anyway, I've really been loving using my iPad in this way, and it's super simple. You can also use this app on your phone if you're interested in it. It's just called Flip Clock, right? Zen Flip Clock. It's definitely worth downloading. It's super fun and I've been enjoying using it on my iPad. Another way that I've definitely been using my iPad for most is to watch YouTube videos. And this was one of the reasons I wanted my iPad, so that I could easily play videos in the background of working, because anytime I was working on like admin tasks or more mindless things, I've usually just listened to podcasts or watched YouTube in the background just to keep, you know, my brain going, not be totally bored out of my mind if something isn't, you know, the most engaging work to do, but like I need to get it done. So I have been absolutely loving watching YouTube on my iPad. I've also used it just in like off time, say like I want to watch some videos in bed or even on the couch and maybe my boyfriend's doing something else, I can just pop in my AirPods and watch right here on my iPad, and it's just so easy and seamless and I love it. It's such a simple thing. Like of course I could watch YouTube again on my computer or my phone, but I love using my iPad for watching literally anything. I also have Disney Plus on here so I can watch different streaming shows and stuff, but I've definitely used the YouTube feature the most. I just love YouTube. Clearly, here I am making YouTube videos, and so it's been very useful for that. I've also used it for ambiance, like background videos, which if you haven't found them on YouTube yet, highly recommend. There's like coffee shop ones and like more atmospheric ones, like say you're on like a beach and you can hear the waves crashing. There's Disney area music ones if you're a Disney fan. So there's all kinds of options for these more like background videos. I also love playing those on my iPad, and those definitely are less distracting because usually it's just like background noise and music, but it's a good way to just kind of have something going while you're working. And I don't know, it helps me focus personally. I think I definitely am a little bit on the easily distractible side. So having that like little extra layer of something in the background weirdly helps me focus. I don't know, but it's another way that I've been loving using my iPad. And the last way that I've been using my iPad with YouTube is actually to practice yoga. Most often when I'm doing my yoga, I will just have it on my TV and, do it from there. But if I'm traveling or maybe there's things going on in the living room and I just want to come here in my room and get my yoga done, then I will use my iPad to play the yoga video. And I find it really useful just because it's a bigger screen. So in the past I've done this with my phone, but then sometimes if I'm trying to glance over and see what the instructor is doing, it's much harder to see on the tiny little screen of my phone versus this big giant screen. So I definitely love using it for yoga when I need to. It's very helpful. Again, really easy to set up and just use it. And the last couple of uses for my iPad that I have to share with you guys are more on the fun side of things. The first one is drawing and coloring, and these definitely are not productive things, but they definitely help me to wind down and just turn my brain off, and I really love doing both of these things. For drawing, I pretty much just use Procreate, which I know everyone and their mother talks about in any iPad videos, but it's for good reason because it's a very versatile app and it's super fun to play around with. I am by no means an artist, but I've had so much fun just playing with Procreate and trying out different tutorials that I've seen on YouTube and Instagram, and it's just such a good way to unwind. I really enjoy it and highly recommend Procreate if you get an iPad. It's definitely worth the investment and such a fun app. I've also used Procreate for coloring on my iPad. I just will get a PDF or an image of some kind of coloring page that I want to try out, and then I'll import it into Procreate and just kind of color away to my heart's content. It's very simple again, but such a relaxing and fun little activity, and I absolutely love it. And also for coloring, I've used the app called Happy Color. It's just like a paint by numbers kind of style app, but you take the little colors and drag them into the little numbered areas. And again, it's very simple, but just kind of a nice mindless task to do while you're watching TV or something at night. And again, super fun, and I've been loving it. And the last thing that I've been using my iPad for, I guess, is kind of both fun and could be professional, but it is for joining Zoom calls and FaceTime calls, Google Hangouts, all of the above. In the pandemic times, we kind of need to join a lot of video calls, and I've found my iPad a really easy way to do so because a lot of times I already have it open and I can just prop it up in the case very easily, just like this. It's super easy, and this way I can still be working on my computer if I need to. And yeah, it's just very seamless. I love using it for video calls. The camera's pretty good quality. I feel like there's not a lot to say there, but it's another way that I've been using my iPad and I've found it really handy for. So those are all of the uses that I've figured out so far for my iPad. If you have an iPad and you have any suggestions for me, definitely leave them in a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Before I wrap up this video, I also wanted to share a couple of things that I still want to try on my iPad, just in case you need more ideas, if you're thinking about getting an iPad or if you already have one. So the first one is reading, which is definitely something I had in mind when I bought my iPad, but I still haven't tried it. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, whether you get the Kindle app, the Nook app. There's also an app which I believe is called Libby, where you can borrow books from your local library if they have opted in for it. And I've done that on my phone before, but I think I would definitely stick to reading a lot better if I did it on my iPad, because reading on your phone, it's such a small screen, so it's just not ideal. I think definitely that's something that I want to use my iPad for, and I would really enjoy using my iPad for, because as much as I love reading a physical book, say I want to read a couple books at a time or I'm going to travel, then it's just much easier to have everything right on this little device here versus carrying a bunch of things with me. So that's definitely something that I want to try out doing on my iPad in the near future. Another thing that I look forward to trying on my iPad is both editing photos and simple videos like Reels for Instagram, for example. I am a very creative person, and I just feel like I need to take more advantage of the powerful side of this, because I've done a lot of simple tasks on my iPad, but I haven't really gotten into taking advantage of the fact that this is an iPad Pro, a little bit more of a powerful device. And I think it would be really nice to be able to edit photos on the go, but on a big screen. And I think that's part of the reason I really wanted to get an iPad, was for those things that I usually would go to my computer for, but then I have this device that's so much easier to use, if that makes sense, and more portable. Of course my laptop can come with me anywhere, but I just find, especially since I'm already using my iPad for a lot of things, then just jumping over to edit photos in Lightroom or try something in Premiere Rush would be super simple. So I do have both of those apps downloaded. I just haven't actually gotten into the editing on here yet, but I think it'd be a great way to kind of break things up so I'm not always staring at my computer screen and just like change the scenery. I think it'd be a good vibe. All right, everyone, that was everything for my little unboxing and how I use my iPad video. I hope that you enjoyed this and got something out of it. If you're considering an iPad, I definitely recommend it. I will say I don't think it's like a necessary device, especially if you already have a computer. Like, you can do a lot of the things you can do on an iPad on a computer. It's definitely kind of like a luxury device in my opinion, but also it's so versatile, and if you're thinking about it, which you probably are if you've watched this entire video, it is definitely worth the investment in my opinion. There's a lot of fun things you can do with it, a lot of productive things you can do with it, and it's just so portable. Even though mine is like massive because I have the biggest iPad, like this is easy to throw in most bags, and I just love all the things that I can do with one device. So I know that's a bit of a mixed review, but like I really love my iPad and I'm so happy that I purchased it. I do not regret it at all. So I definitely do recommend it. I just think it's also important to think about whether it's right for your lifestyle, because it's sad to like buy and invest in a device like this and then not use it. So definitely worth thinking about, but I will say for me personally, it's been very worth it. With that being said, I should probably stop rambling, but if you have any thoughts to share, please do go ahead and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I would absolutely love to have you stick around and join the Curly Hair Love fam. I love you all so much, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.